Welcome back to another episode of Let's Finally Grow. My name is Ariana, and I am your host today and every other day. So, you have no option but to listen to what the fuck I have to say. If you even like the show and you want to keep watching, then, you're going to listen to me, and that's your choice. Whatever. I just nailed it again. That was so unintentional. I did not have that scripted. I did not have that planned. But, you're making a choice. And that is kind of on theme with what we're going to talk about today. We're going to get into navigating families around the holidays and how family isn't always by blood. It's a choice. You choose to listen to me. You choose who the fuck your family is. How cool and fun is that? I want to talk about this today because the holidays can be very emotional and difficult, no matter where you're at in your life or what you're experiencing. I know that families can be so stressful, and maybe the lack of families. There's so many different dynamics, probably not two that are the same. And it can be a really good time of the year, or it can be a really stressful time of the year. So let's get into it. I have some experience in this, This isn't an episode I really need to outsource for questions or ask people about their family dynamics. I have enough of my own research on it. And yeah, let's talk about it. So I think that there are people that are born into really great families, and it doesn't mean that their families don't have their own set of obstacles, but they're very supportive. They are very family over everything. Family is the most important thing. And I love that mentality. I love that dynamic. I think it is so special, so healthy, makes life better, but that is not everyone's situation. And I think there's also there's a narrative around people that don't have that dynamic and don't have that situation. And it's kind of why are you not cool with your family? Why do you have all these issues with your family? You must be kind of a lost cause. That person has so many family issues, the dynamic's fucked, blah, blah, blah. And I know from personal experience that I have let that get in my head a lot when I have had issues with family members. And I have felt oh my God, this sucks. How the fuck do I fix this? This must be me. I must be the problem. Why is this happening? And so on. And the simple answer to what I'm trying to get at and what I'm trying to say is that you're so fucking lucky if you have the first family dynamic that I was speaking about, the family that is your blood and also goes to bat for you and believes family over everything. If you were born into that, that is not the normal and the standard for everyone. It should be, and it could be. Maybe. I don't fucking know. It doesn't look like it could be, but it should be. And I agree with it. I love it. But you are so lucky if that is your family situation, because it is more times than not that people don't have that family situation. And I tried to be so understanding to it versus judging it, because we are born into this world against our own will. We have no option. We're just, we're brought here. And we are told that these people that have the same blood as us are our family, and we are supposed to love them unconditionally. People get really fucking lucky with the people that have the same blood as them. That is not everyone's dynamic and situation. That was not my situation. Now, I have family members that I adore and love, and I wish the best for everyone regardless. But there has been a lot of obstacles in my book, and I know there's a lot of obstacles in everyone's book. So it is so important, I think, to remind yourself of that, because I also see a lot of the time, and I hear that people are constantly trying to work out these unhealthy, toxic dynamics with people in their family, and they feel like they have to and they're entitled to because they are a family member, they're a sister, they're a parent, they are something where there is blood involved, and they feel so obligated. When your obligation is to yourself always and to your boundaries, which don't necessarily involve your family's feelings. I think that your relationships with anyone in your life should be healthy on both ends. And it is so important to have the boundaries to be able to do that instead of thinking, oh, they're family. They can treat me like shit. They can say whatever. They can put whatever baggage. Like, no. I think no matter what, your feelings and your boundaries are so very important. And these dynamics can look so different for everyone. There are some people that can't even have conversations with their family. There are some people that can't get away from their family in the conversations, but maybe need some space. There's people in situations where their family has done things that are just unforgivable. Like, it looks so different for everyone. And I think no matter what situation it is, the obstacles you're dealing with, if someone's dealt with something worse, no matter what it is so important to validate yourself and reassure yourself that like an obstacle is a fucking obstacle. And especially when it comes to any kind of relationship, there is no rule, even though sometimes it feels like there is, that just because someone has the same blood as you, that you have to deal with the bullshit. It just doesn't exist. It definitely doesn't exist in my rule book that I'm creating that has not come out yet, but stay tuned. And I think that for me, a lot of my life, I did think that, oh, they're family. I just have to deal with it over and over and over again. And when I stepped outside of that and I took a stand for myself, that's like really when my life began. So this may sound like silly to some people, but I understand the impact of like negative relationships with family members and it taking over your entire life to the point where you're not even focusing on yourself and like worrying about yourself. And that there are a lot of unhealthy, toxic family dynamics. But even if we're born into whatever family dynamic we're born into, we still get to choose our own family. I still believe family is so important, but I believe that I get to choose who is family to me. I think that's even more special. Like, you get to pick your favorite people in this fucking world and say, you're not getting anywhere away from me. We're going to have healthy relationships and we're going to understand each other and we're going to care about each other. And I think that is not something to ever discredit. And it's so much, it holds just as much value because this is a choice that you are making to treat someone like family. And if you did not get that experience with your own family members, you're going to value it that much more because you're going to understand the meaning of it and how special it is because you have gone without it. But I think around the holidays, especially this year, because if you're hearing this, you've heard it, it is important to remember that everyone is battling their own family holiday dynamic situation. There are people who have maybe lost a family member this past year, and that's always difficult to navigate. Like, the holidays come around, the first holiday without them, and as exciting as it can be for some people, it is not for everyone. And I want to talk about that because I don't want anyone to feel alone and sad and feel like, you know, this is so shitty. I hate this. I wish I had someone else's life. There are more people that are having fucked up family holidays than not. I want to reassure you on that part. And I want it to be a healthy scenario, healthy situation for everyone. But that is totally a choice. And if people, like I said, are born into that, that is a fucking luxury. That is the top tier luxury that should never be taken for granted and should never be frowned upon for anyone that doesn't have it, because that wasn't a choice for the person who doesn't have it. And if they could choose, they would choose that luxury. But I also think this is when things are tough in life, it's a really great time to deepen that relationship with yourself. And I think that is always what leaves you feeling better versus sitting in like your own sorrows and thinking like, oh, why is this happening to me? I feel so alone. You are not alone. You should practice your boundaries with people, because if this holiday season you're feeling like I'm surrounded by people that are just pissing me off and I don't have boundaries and these are toxic, not healthy behaviors, environments, relationships, this time next year, I want to feel better about the holidays. I want to feel better about myself. I want to feel better about the relationships that I have. Prioritize that. Prioritize your boundaries so that you don't feel this way every holiday season. And be kinder to the people in your life that may be going through a hard time during the holiday season. Be a little bit nicer. Spread a little bit of holiday cheer. What am I thinking of? I don't know. Be jolly. Be fucking jolly. If there's one thing that you take from this episode, it is be a jolly motherfucker, or Santa's not bringing you presents. Okay. I said what I said and I make the rules. Because it's so much more than dealing with that family dynamic and making that like, and not discrediting it. It can be so hard, but making it like your whole personality where it takes over your life. You can pour into yourself, choose who you have around you, and feel so much better. And I really felt called to talk about this because I was out and I was talking to someone about Thanksgiving. I was right behind us. Like we just passed that. And they were really nervous to go and see some of their family members because things have been rocky the past few months, past year, probably years. And they were just putting so much pressure on themselves for this. And I can remember a time where I felt that way. And right now I don't necessarily feel that way, which is fucking incredible. I'm so grateful to be in this situation that I'm at. But I can remember back to when I felt that way. And I think the biggest life-changing move that I made for myself was kind of accepting who people were, whether they were blood, no matter what it was, accepting it, not wanting them to change, not feeling bad for myself because of the dynamic or how I felt that I was being treated or what I thought was, not right. And moving forward because life goes on and all of those things aren't easy. But it creates a better outcome to then when the holidays do come around, you can empathize with people and you can understand that they may be going through tough times, but you can also understand that you're not because you chose not to. And the people that you have in your life, even if it's two fucking people, even if it's one person that you consider family, are there for you, know you, love you, and get you. That one person versus however many healthy dynamics you have by blood is going to allow you to be more yourself and like going to reassure so much more peace of mind in your life. And I don't think that's talked about enough. I think those are the conversations I want to have with people around the holidays. Like it's totally normal no matter what your dynamic is. And people are always talking about romantic relationships, friendship patterns, work environments, but I don't hear enough people talking about family dynamics in the way that it's not just being repetitive and complaining about the same situation a million times, which I get you need to do, but I don't hear enough people talking about like how to set boundaries in it. how to change it, how to make it better, and also how the holidays might not be the best time of the year for them. I know last year for me was like a very, very tough time around the holidays, and I stopped talking to a family member, and every holiday last year was like very, very, very difficult for me to deal with, and I just kind of sat in it, and I didn't want it to be that way. And I think because I didn't want it to be that way, I was able to really do the work on myself and just learn to be grateful for everything that I do have, even though that there was that one thing that I didn't. And now this time of year, I'm fucking rocking with the holidays. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. We're getting tipsy. We're having fun. It's the holiday season. Hey, hey. And I'm not necessarily sure how the fuck I even got here. All I know is that I wanted to get to a better place for the holidays. I did not want another year of sad holidays because of family, and I got here. So I hope that something that I said in this can register how the fuck I got here to help you if that's what you are needing. But more than that, at least I'm showing you that you're not alone. Because it's not the funnest thing to say, you know, like I have issues with my family. I've had issues with my family my whole life. And it's scary. I'm so scared of how people are going to look at me when I do say that. But it's my reality. And I choose to not have issues with the people in my life that are in my life now. And I choose to have healthier dynamics and relationships. And I choose who I consider family in my life. And that is the one thing I do have control over. I did not have control over some of these other crazy fucking things. And it doesn't mean that I am unhealthy just because of unhealthy family patterns. It doesn't mean, you know, there's something wrong with me. It just means that there were a little bit more lessons for me to learn and overcome to make myself stronger in a way that maybe some people aren't. Because maybe some people don't have that family dynamic and pattern. Maybe their issues are something else that's fucking crazy and they're stronger in that way and I'm stronger in this way. And we balance each other all out because we understand each other. Wouldn't that be fucking nice to be understood? Yeah, it would be nice. I think that I have definitely made my point clear in this episode that having a great family is a luxury, not something to look at someone else and wonder why they don't have it or look down at them because they don't have it. You have no idea what someone's family dynamic has been, the bloodstream, the bloodline they were given, and they didn't get to choose it. And the holidays are fun, but not for everyone. So be compassionate, send extra love, and at the end of the day, it's just another fucking day each holiday that we have given meaning. So spend it however the fuck you would like. Just make sure you're feeling good about how you're spending it and you're working through whatever you need to work through. Okay, I've said enough. My time here is up. I gotta go. I got to fucking go. I know you guys want me to keep talking about the same thing over and over again, but I gotta stop it right now. I'm gonna put an end to it. I'll have more to say next week. We're gonna call it a day right here, and I'm gonna talk to you fucking soon. Same time, same place next week. Thank you. Mwah. Mazel tov. Mwah. Holiday season.